Whose camera is this? Is this Sammy? Is this you and Mitchell? Oh, this is Ian. Okay, Ian Russell.
He just got there a short while ago. Ian, it looks like you're at a different edge of the scene. This is several blocks from where Sammy and Mitchell were. Can you tell us what you are seeing and hearing from your vantage point, and let us know where you are right now?
Yeah, we're standing underneath the street sign for 27th and 1st right now. As you just saw, that was FBI trucks, Humvees and things like that just showed up, and then some other, I believe, law enforcement vans are pulling in there. The ICE or Homeland Security agents just backed up to let them through really quickly. But obviously, there's a large crowd on this side as well. Tense. People are upset, obviously, in this moment. I will say, a little bit further down 27th is where we've been able to see a larger number of agents and things like that. During some of Sammy's live shots a second ago, when some of that tear gas and chemical irritants were being used, all those clouds were wafting down this way with the wind. That kind of backed people up for a second. Then when that dissipated, they were able to kind of push back in here. There is police tape on the ground, but the line is kind of starting here with the sidewalk as folks are kind of lining up and yelling at the agents that are standing here, obviously calling for them to leave, calling them murderers, things like that. There was also this Minneapolis fire truck to our right, Porter, if we can turn a little bit over there. That pulled up a second ago. The agents let them in. I'm not sure. I would assume there's an emergency in there, obviously. But, you know, for them to go in there, I think they've since walked out. It kind of got chaotic when the FBI truck showed up. They had like I guess a sound cannon is probably the best way to describe that, shouting, you know, we are the FBI, we're here to investigate. People need to move. Let us through to be able to do our job. But this is what it looks like right now as crowds here have kind of held this line at 27th and 1st, and then a little bit further down 1st, kind of through the crowds. At the next intersection, it's also blocked off. There are more people down that way, but the main scene, from what we can tell, I mean, the neighborhood is packed, so trying to find where things are is kind of difficult right now. But that way, basically, is kind of where that main scene is, guys.
And I'm wondering, Ian, you were just trying to get to the area, and we see the agents continually trying to push people back in formation, using munitions to push them back. How big of a scene is it? How many blocks are we seeing just shut off in that area?
I mean, it's hard to guess, right? But if I had to, I mean, it's at least 2 blocks running along like 27th. So 2 blocks that way, and I think 2 blocks, I would assume and guess 4 blocks. But it's kind of hard to tell with crowds and with other people in the way and us moving kind of constantly as crowds grow and swell and dissipate and things of that nature. But I would guess about 4 blocks, you know, kind of square there.
And thank you, Ian. Thank you. Stand by. We're going to turn your mic down a little bit. We have some other news to get to right now, updates. We're going to keep your camera up, though, and see what's happening right there. What do you say? He's on 27th and 1st, which is
27th and 1st.
It's about a block away from, 2 blocks away from the scene at this point. We have an ex-post from Councilmember Chugtai, who's on the Minneapolis City Council, in which she says, quote, "I'm on scene at Eat Street after federal agents shot one of our neighbors. Community members on site were legally observing the literal 100-plus Border Patrol and ICE agents here. They've deployed chemical irritants in one of the most dense neighborhoods in Minneapolis. Be safe." That is her exact statement right there. We also have a news statement. And again, we apologize. We're trying to get statements from the GOP or Republicans, the White House, DHS, anyone. And we haven't heard from Stauber or Representative Emmer or the president or anyone. This is from the DFL party. So Democratic Farmer Labor Party statement on ICE says this, quote, "Reports and video footage shows that ICE agents shot a man multiple times in the Eat Street neighborhood of South Minneapolis this morning after several agents wrestled him to the ground. The man has been confirmed dead." It goes on to say, quote, "American citizens will believe their own eyes, not the lies from DHS, ICE, and Republicans. The video is horrifyingly clear. Federal agents executed a man in broad daylight the morning after thousands of Minnesotans gathered for a day of peaceful protest." That is, end quote. That is
Yes.
according to DFL Party Chair Richard Carbone.
And we need to get out to Sammy Salina, who has been at a really volatile scene all morning. Sammy, what's happening right there now?
Okay, so it looks like federal agents are moving up. You can see a couple of them right here just kind of move up to this barricade, right to this section. We have seen tear gas getting deployed. We have seen people just basically vomiting on the side of the road because of these irritants. And right now, right here at this this makeshift barricade that folks have, some folks are standing behind, yelling at the agents. Some are pushing trash cans toward them. While we saw a gentleman just get pushed there. They're
Where do
holding,
they want these people to go?
Right. What are the orders being given to the people?
I would love to hear that as well. I can't hear that at the moment, but it just based off of body language, it's just telling people to move back. They're now taking apart that barricade at the moment, just trying to get things out of the street. Again, from the federal agents, I just see a lot of this. Just move back. I'm not exactly sure where they would like protesters to go. The scene is about a half block toward downtown. So that's where people were gathering. And then it just little bit by little bit, they come further down the street. Sometimes you see them move back. But right now, it appears that this is a confrontation with a lot of emotion as federal agents continue to move down the street. You see people crying and
This is a powder keg right
angry
now, and a good time for elected officials to jump in and actually create some peace in the streets right now.
And we are expecting to hear from the city of Minneapolis at 11:30. Sammy, from this vantage point, it appears that there's more federal agents there than protesters. I mean, what is the balance here? And is this having any effect? All of these munitions that have been deployed this morning, is it having any effect of driving people away, or is it just bringing more people to the scene as this video continues to spread?
I think it's hard to tell because there's so many people that are trying to be inside at businesses. Right now, it does look like there's more protesters in this particular view than there are federal agents, but there are quite a bit of federal agents here, as you can see. And I guess if we can get, I was going to say maybe we can get a little closer to give you a vantage point, but it seems like federal agents are now backing up as protesters kind of encroach. And I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen now, but you can see that those federal agents are ready to deploy more irritants. And then this crowd is getting more and more angry, and just kind of, tensions are continuing to rise. But for the past few minutes, I haven't seen irritant getting deployed, so I'm not exactly sure at this point what the status is, but it appears that this is the edge of the protest that federal agents have decided on, at least for now.